thought I was ready. Apparently, I'm... Oh my gosh, I have such a bad setup right now. My stuff. Alrighty. I am making tails today. So I've got this one to do, this one, and I have another one in case I want to continue making tails. And we'll see how many I actually get done today. These are made out of yarn, and I use a pet brush. And you guys can just vibe along with me as I make yarn tails. I probably won't talk very much, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hello, welcome to the live. First, I'm taking these yarns and I have to thread them apart. Like, I'll take one strand, you take the ends and pull them apart, and it makes it a lot easier to do. I like putting these in groups of 3, and I have a little thing that way that I put them on. So I'll thread these. I'm hopefully on camera, we'll see. Hi guys. Okay, this is not, wait. Okay, it does work, okay. Then I take these groups of 3 and I wrap them and tie them onto this is my base string. This is the most important string to me. It is tied onto a hook there because that's where my hammock usually sits, but it just comes off. And take your group of 3, tie it onto the base string, knot it, and pull it down, and then you got it. I like to tie 3 groups of 3 onto there, and then I will brush them out with my pet brush. And the goal with these tails is a yin-yang theme. I have a better yin-yang theme, but these are matching tails for me and my bestie, and hopefully I can put a pole through it, not a pole, a metal thing, a metal rod or whatever, through this to make it a hypermotion tail. This one has the same exact spots, it's just opposite. It won't spin. Wait, spin. See? Same spots, just opposite. I don't know how well you guys can see. So I'm working on the white one first, and I'm just going to continue putting white on it. Then we'll switch to the black one, and I'll do that. And then I have a yellow one somewhere I started and never finished. So maybe we'll get to that, or maybe we won't. Another strand of 3. I should have taken these and actually separated them first before the live. But, you know, I don't think ahead, so it's going to be a moment. Knot it around here. Pull it down. And get another one. I will take a moment just to separate all these. So give me a quick moment and I will thread these. Hello. Welcome to the live. It's actually not very hard to thread the yarn. Here, let me get one piece. Because once you do it a couple times, you take one, pull it through, boom. And you would just keep doing that depending on how many strings is strung together. So I have 2, and I'll set those together, strand another one, set those together, and strand another one, and separate the 2 strings so I have 3 in a bunch. And then you'll take that bunch of 3 and, again, tie it to the base. Once I have 3 sets of 3 on the base, I take my brush and I brush them out pretty much individually. Here, I wonder if I can move to make it. I like to hold the main string, because if I don't hold it, I've found that it breaks sometimes, depending on how hard I'm brushing. And then I do usually just take it and go down to make it thinner, just because it makes it less of a mess, because if it's sitting up like this, then it's just everywhere. Sorry, I think I got fur in my mouth. So the rest of this tail is planning to be white, and then duplicate tail over there for anybody who's new. And we're trying to get at least one of these 3 tails I have finished. I have a third one. It's yellow. It's on the floor because I'm lazy and I'm not pulling it out of the box unless I know I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go strand some more strings. I'll be right back. This is the easiest stuff to me because I've been doing it for long enough. For anyone who's curious, this will be the final product. Hello, welcome to the live. We're making yarn tails today. Tie them onto the base. And brush it out. You'll have extra fur like this, and you can use this on masks. I haven't in a while. I do know it works perfectly fine for like the faux fur on the side of your mask. I used to use this. It did come off the mask, but I think I know what I'll do next time if I ever use this fluff again. And if you want to save this, go ahead. If you don't, you don't have to. I just throw it away right now. If I find something I can do with it, I'll use it. If you want it thicker, you can use, grabbing an example, strands of 3, or you can use strands of 4. If you want it thinner, you can use strands of 2. whatever you want. The bigger the knot is here, the I don't know if it's the bigger the tail or the smaller the tail. The bigger the knot, bigger the knot, the bigger the tail, smaller the knot, smaller the tail. And it just depends on how many of these you have together. I forgot I was muted, sorry guys. So, keeping this so I can cut more string, because this is my last one, because I already ran out of one because I've been using it for a lot of my tails. I'm using this so that when I cut it, I know the size I want. Pull it down and brush it out. I love this brush because it's one of those press brushes, and it is the most useful thing ever. I don't have to worry about pulling fur out of the brush every single time I brush it. So, got another spool. My favorite part is saying I have to pull the guts out of this. The end of the string is inside. Here's the guts. And the end of the string. Now, cut it to size. I usually do it on the floor, but because you guys are up here, I'll just give you guys an example. So this is my example string. It is already cut and trimmed, and I'm going to cut right where it is, if not a little bit shorter, because I want to change the size because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of yarn doing this with the size of my strings. So I'm going to shrink my strings just a little bit. It's going to look smaller because it's bunched up, but if I pull it down just enough, like I'm not stretching it, but just enough, it's not actually that different. And I usually do this on the floor because it's faster, easier. I have a technique. Give me a moment and I'll be right back. Sorry, I keep muting you guys because I can. Anyways, new bunch of strings. I like cutting them in small bunches. This one's straight. I'm saving this one as my measurement strand. Got a new bunch. I do them in bunches rather than the entire thing because I don't know what my next tail is going to look like. And if I decide this tail is long enough, and it's finished, I will stop. And I don't want my next tail to have a completely wrong length, so I just do it in small bunches. I have 2 different lengths. Here's a real foxtail next to a yarn tail I made. So far, it needs only a little bit more to go to match my yarn tail length, and it pretty much already matches the real foxtail length, but I'm going to go for a little bit longer because it's going to be a hypermotion tail. These ones are harder to thread because they're bunched up and like squiggly. And they're just weird. So, we'll see when they straighten out. String. Push it out first. This is so much fun on a cold winter day when you can't go outside. I just love doing this, and it's a lot of fun. I'm hoping to start an Etsy and sell tails. I have such cool designs written down on a piece of paper, and I'm just hoping to be able to, at one point, sell tails. So keep your eyes open. Alright, just a little warning, guys. If your base string is the same string you're making the tail out of, it means the base string is probably not strong enough. This is the base string of another tail, same string. And I don't know if you guys can tell, it's spooled together a few different times. Smaller, stronger. If I pull this string, it'll just break. I think when I stranded the base string, there were 4 smaller strings in the one string. Double checking I wasn't mute. Hold the top string when you do this. Beautiful. I don't really have a size. I'm trying to see if any of my other tails are a good size to compare it. What size is my other tail? Okay, here. Sorry, I bumped in my own tail. This is going to get turned into a hypermotion tail. So I'm going to use this as an example for the size. It's not horrible length. So I have a hypermotion tail, and it's made of the same exact base this one is. Faux fur, completely faux fur. So completely faux fur. You can tell it's faux fur. Like, sorry guys, like it's actually faux fur. Not a tail sold. I'm grateful for tail. Another bunch. This one keeps getting mixed in with my bunches, so that's my string to cut all my other strings to length. Alright guys, I did it. I broke it. I do this occasionally. I'm not even done stretching it. And I completely broke this strand, the head off this strand. That's all one strand that I broke in half on accident. That's how easy it is to break this yarn I'm using. So just keep your eyes open for that. It happens. It's okay. Sometimes if they aren't that broken, like I'll still use this. I'll throw these two pieces, use this, and even though it's not the same length anymore, it kind of sort of is, and I can still use it. So do not fret if you break your yarn. Happens. You can still use the pieces as long as it's not like broken. I'm doing groups of 3, so it won't matter that much that I broke it. I'm gonna pull you guys over here, right in front of where I stand, so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Strand of 3. Take this, wrap it around this. Let me see if you guys can see. Can't. I have my 2 fingers. It's like an X. So when I wrap it around, I usually go like this. Wrap it around. Take my finger, go through there, pull it out like this. Super easy knot. I love doing it this way. Normal speed. Super easy. I'm trying to go down and pull it down to where there isn't any fur already. So that's what I'm doing. Put you guys back over here so that I won't have as much trouble with the camera in my way. If you're new, you can save this for masks if you want to, like the faux fur on the side. If you have any questions, please ask, and I am willing to answer anything that I can answer. New bunch. I'll thread it behind camera. I haven't been telling you guys that. But the reason I do it behind camera is because I have a little stand that I can put these on. Make it faster. So for anybody that's new, because it keeps showing me different people are joining, grab the base. Oh yikes. Where did my brain go that time? Oh wow. That was not normal. Sometimes I have little like twitches, and I can't remember how to tie these on. Ooh, I'm running out of battery. Oh well. Strand them is super easy. One string into two makes it brush out easier up here because they aren't like twined together. It also makes a cool rippling motion in the tail. I do enjoy that. Putting them in groups of 3. I just dropped a string. Okay. 3 years later, I have got more. I'm just gonna check the size. I'm still using this one. It's actually getting closer. Let me grab my other one. Oh yeah, that's easy. It is so fun to see your tail grow from something that was this tall, this tall, all the way up here. And why I feel it here is it feels like there's a bone in it because of all the knots you're tying. And it does feel like a bone is in there. And like the bone ends here, so all this is just from the fur that comes out, and that's what makes it thick too. So again, less strings up here. Actually, less strings in your bundle, the smaller your tail is in each knot you tie up here. If you want something explained, or you have any questions, I'm answering questions always on my channel. I answer questions in lives, and if you have anything you want to know, just let me know. Take them like that. Actually, how them down my arm. I don't know how much you guys can see because my camera weirder than I normally do. Bundles of 3 up my arm. Dropped this bundle, and I'm still dropping it. And it's easy to just pick up and reline. Just stick them together about the same height, and boom. if your base string is too thin and it breaks easily, you can actually braid them and it will hold your tail much easier. I do have a tail, let me show you. That's so damn useful. Sorry guys. And it's this tail, not the foot, don't mind the foot. But it's this tail. The thing broke. I tied what was left, hot glued it to the chain, and got a little tail to go on bags. Pretty much anything I go on. I do have a rabbit foot attached to it. Oh, I forgot I knocked down my pin. I don't even know where it is. These are the pins I use to hold up my tails on the side. Just shove it into my wall. There. That's gonna be a pain. Last bundle. This will give me 2 bundles of 3 and yeah, 2 bundles of 3. Nope, yes. 2 bundles of 3. And I will tie these on, measure the tail. If I feel like it's too short, I will continue. If I like the size, I am going to stop on this tail and go on to my next. The reason I don't have a clip already attached to the top is because I'm making it a hypermotion tail. So there will be a metal pull through it and it will have lace, not lace, some sort of fabric to tie on. Fill in any gaps I feel are there. Any gaps. Alright, looks pretty good to me. Brush out the last few strands. Look at the size. I would get a measuring tape, but I don't have any near me. So I'm going to just measure it with another one of my tails. I'll measure it with a measuring tape later. I don't know. This is I want to say a large tail, because when I sell tails, I'll have them sized into tiny, small, medium, maybe even normal, big, large, and if I really want to, at some point, giant. Which giant would probably be a tail that goes from my personal ceiling down to the floor for like a lynx, bobcat, some sort of feline. And it could possibly have like a curved end, and the rest of it would just be fabric. I don't know. I have some cool ideas. We'll see what I plan to do. As for this tail, I think it's actually a decent height. Could be bigger, could be smaller, I don't know. I don't know. Like my raccoon tail, I would consider tiny. Nope, I wouldn't. I would consider it small. If I sell rabbit tails, they're considered like tiny, maybe even dwarf tails. Just because, look at the size. Tiny. Like teeny weeny tiny. Alright, next way I'm going to figure out if this tail is long enough is to bend it. It's going to be a hypermotion tail. So how will it look as a hypermotion tail is now the question. Or it won't be a hyper motion tail, depends on what I can do. I honestly like the size. I don't know. I like the size. We're going to go with this. I'm actually going to measure it from the base right here. This is like the end knot to the top knot to see how long it is. So let me go get, I'm actually going to get a ruler because I'm lazy and I don't want to go get a tape measure. So I will be zooming right. I'm going to plug my device in real quick. I forgot it was dying. I was going to plug it in, but I forgot. I don't want to change the way my phone is set. I like the way it's set. There we go. Okay, guys. Now that that's done, I have a ruler. I might as well tie 3 more knots on it so that it is 1 foot long, because I might as well be able to it's not it's my English. Replicate the size of this tail. It's like just not 12 inches. So I'm actually going to go thread some more fabric because I'm actually measuring, for anybody who's new, that's the bottom knot, that's the top knot. I'm measuring those. So just going to measure it. I'm actually going to add a few more knots up to the top, and then we're going to finish it off, I guess. I'm actually not tying anything to this. I'm just going to leave it until I get till I get a metal, so that I can make it a hyper motion tail. I'm actually going to be stubborn and tie a 4-string group. That's a 2-string group in my opinion. I can make that out of one of these. Take this, pry it apart, add it to the other group, 4-string group. Tie that under the tail, brush it out, and I think I'll measure it again and see if we're finished. I think that's good for the first tail. Now we're moving on. I thought that was a slip knot, apparently not. You get it? Apparently not. Ha ha ha. Oh, wait. I'm so funny, guys. Tail number 2. Completely different color. And this one hasn't even been started off. That's the bottom knot. So, we've got a long way to go. So you guys can see that one. It's a little bit shorter, a little bit different shape. I originally wanted you guys like way over here so you could see me work on the tail, but the positioning just really sucked today. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm thirsty and tired. Day's not even over and it's been a long day. black string, sorry, black string. I get all my yarn from Hobby Lobby when it's on sale. Alright, I don't think it's knotted, so I will go thread that off camera. I will be right back. It will not take me very long. Probably like 5 minutes. No, that's a long time. That entire group is done. That's the entire last string of my black. You can't see that, but you can see that. So that's all threaded, and I'm going to thread these and separate them into 3 groups, I think. Unless I made that one a 4 group. It looked kind of thick. Dang on it. Nope, I guess it's just a different texture. All it did was pull my knot out. There's my knot. I had it a slip knot. I'm going to re-knot it. Not that hard to make a slip knot. Here, let me show you guys so that you guys know how to make a slip knot. Take it, spin it around in a circle, put your finger through here. Take this string, hold this string. If I ever do a tutorial, which I'm going to plan to, I will actually show you guys how to do this step by step really easily. And I'm planning to make, oh, I did that wrong. I didn't do it wrong, I just didn't do the next step because I was lazy and I didn't want to do the next step. Because it's so annoying to tie a knot at the end of my slip knot. Like, guys. Bro. Knot and do what I say. Oh my gosh. I hate tying knots because they're so stinking hard to knot. Like, ugh. Boom. Gonna end the live. I'm actually so tired. And I'll probably continue this off camera. And if you guys want, I will make a tutorial. Bye.